This is Idiots with Opinions. Idiots may vary.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, it's me, Tuscan, and with me as always is Todd, and we're back for Season 3 of Idiots with Opinions.
That's right. It's a bigger and better season.
Bigger and better than ever. We're about to play you a montage of all those episodes we haven't recorded yet, and just let you get a little sneak peek of what's going to happen.
Woo! Crazy story, Tuscan.
Oh my God! I didn't expect her to eat the fruit roll-up after all that.
Tuscan, we're supposed to tell the news, not make the news.
What? And just like that, you know what's coming up here in this next season. Well, Todd and I are back at our respective schools. We're getting ready for another semester. Todd, this is your last semester in Chicago, right?
This is the plan, yes,
or at
correct.
Least you're planning on that?
Planning on one last semester in Chicago.
Dude, that is, it's something, I suppose.
It certainly is. It certainly is. It's going to be less cold for me in the future, hopefully, as it is a cold and blistery city full of heartbreak and shame.
Is it still cold there? We've been having like this really nice weather in Nebraska.
It's really nice.
Dude, I
went out and I had just a t-shirt on yesterday.
So you know how some cities, Chicago probably has some of these, that have those birds or limes or the little lift scooters that you can go places on?
I was like, yeah, most cities have birds, Tuscan.
Yeah. No, but Lincoln, Nebraska does not have the bird scooters, nor any other kind of electric scooter for that matter, and I really like those things. They're a lot of fun to ride, right? So I went out and I got myself one on Amazon, and now I've got like this awesome commuter scooter to go like wherever I want to be. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like a freaking blast. The thing goes like 15 miles an hour, and I don't really know what the laws are regarding motorized scooters in Lincoln, but I assume you can ride them on the sidewalk.
Hey, ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm sorry, officer. Nobody ever told me I couldn't do this.
That's definitely a great excuse. Hey, special tip to all of our listeners. If you're ever caught in a crime, just be like, hey, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Be like, I didn't know
gets
that
you out of most
murder
things.
Was illegal. You know?
How was I supposed to know that? I ain't a lawyer. I don't practice the law. I don't read the law. I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Man, you know what's bad?
What's bad, Todd?
Bribing police officers.
Yeah, that would I would consider that bad. It's not bad to try, but it's bad if they take your money.
Well, no, I think it's illegal to try.
Well, yeah, but you know, if you're going to get out of it, then bribing the police officer is worth it, right?
No.
I certainly think
Don't bribe. I think if you bribe a police officer, they have some sort of, like, if they decline the money and report it right away, they get something real special.
I'm sure they do. There's got to be some incentive for it, like to not take the money, because otherwise, you know, these police officers that aren't paid well would just take the money and not arrest you.
Tuscan, what if I told you that in Sri Lanka, 2 people of the age of 23 years old were arrested for bribing a cardboard cutout of a police officer?
Interesting. Were they chewing gum and they were afraid? Or is that Sri Lanka?
No, that's Singapore.
Someplace else? Singapore, that's right.
No, but in Sri Lanka, they had set up these cardboard cutouts of police officers with not speedometers, the speed guns, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That, track how fast you're going and tell you if you're speeding. And this motorcyclist took a video of him like giving money to the police officer. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's obviously a joke, but they were arrested because this cardboard wasn't even hired.
I feel like the attorney would have a really easy case in that instance, right? And just be like, look, he wasn't bribing anybody. He was clearly making a joke and did not intend for the cardboard cutout to take his money and to therefore be acquitted of whatever crime he was accused of.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, their whole thing is they're saying it's satire, it's not a crime.
Right.
People on Twitter user Amin Izzadeen told the BBC, the youth were sending a powerful message aimed at eliminating the bribery culture, which I don't think it was that intelligent of a joke. I just think it was just like a funny haha.
It was probably just a goof. Probably just an
it was just
goof.
like, look, I'm doing something bad because it looks like a police officer, but it's not. In reality, they would never bribe the police officers, but they were arrested.
Yeah, that is.
It is Sri Lanka, so I don't know the exact laws that they have to abide by.
So wait, what was the deal? Somebody got a video of this, or there was a cop
his
nearby?
friend videotaped him doing this, giving the money,
and they
and so they tracked them down, and they were like, "You bribed a police officer."
Jesus,
doesn't matter if he was cardboard.
That's a little much, man.
I agree.
Were they Sri Lankan?
Yeah.
Or were they tourists?
Yeah, I think they're Sri Lankan.
Interesting. I would not want to get arrested in a foreign country, man. That'd be like a... You hear about this guy who's in Russia right now?
What, Edward Snowden?
He was like there for a wedding or something. No, not that one. Just some dude from like Wisconsin or something like that who was in Russia for a wedding, and he got arrested doing some sort of sketchy thing. I don't even know if it's been reported like what he was arrested for, but he was arrested under suspicion of being an American spy in Moscow.
Wow.
I don't know the truth. I mean, he could be a spy. We really don't know. But the whole prevailing thing is that he's not a spy and the Russians are holding him illegally. But at the same time, we've captured some of their spies, so it's like the Cold War all over again. Everybody's got freaking spies everywhere.
Yeah. We're all going to blow each other up anyway. You wish you were a spy?
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Do some like James Bond stuff, wear disguises.
So I have a friend whose dad was in the Air Force, and this was before they had a family or anything. And they were apparently very good at what they did. Mm-hmm. And so they asked them if they wanted to be an assassin.
Oh, wow.
And he declined because he asked, and he was like, so how do you usually stop being an assassin? And they just kind of alluded. They were just like implying, well, some people retire and some people don't.
Yeah, most people don't retire willingly. It's kind of a, I'd go for it. I mean, if somebody was like, you're very good with a sniper rifle, Tuscan, you've got to serve your country, go out there and kill the Taliban or something like that. I don't really know what assassins do these days. I'd go for it. I'd be like a Bill Hader in
Barry. Use some Chris Kyle, brother.
Thank God I'm terrible with a gun. I'm a terrible shot. I can't even hit the toilet sometimes, man. Like standing up point blank. It's I'd be a terrible assassin. I need some target practice.
I don't think those correlate.
All right, well, segues are cool. Speaking of not correlating, we're going to go to Idaho for our next story and talk about an Idaho science teacher. Apparently made national headlines. I had not heard of this. When he decided to feed a sick puppy to a snapping turtle.
What?
Yeah. So apparently, this guy had a son who had been given a puppy by a farmer, right? And the farmer needed to get rid of some of these puppies because they were like bad for the mom's health or whatever. And the puppy was sick and he wouldn't eat, and it was like it was like a really miserable experience for the puppy, which is really, really sad. And this guy believed that the puppy was going to die soon. So he said, I know what I'll do. Rather than taking it to the Humane Society and like euthanizing it, I will give it a terrible death by feeding it to one of my classroom animals at school.
Wait, he did this in front of people?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was after hours, and there were 3 students in the room.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's got this, I think it was a python that he tried to feed the puppy to first. And yeah, it was a python, and the python was like not into it, right? Which, understandably, I mean, it's got to like strangle the thing, right? That's what pythons do.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think pythons
I think they're a constricting snake because they're not venomous.
Pythons. Yeah.
He wouldn't keep a venomous snake inside his classroom, would he? I don't know. He seems like a demented dude anyway.
I mean, you wouldn't want to have a python either, I would think.
Yeah, probably not.
Was he a high school teacher?
High school science teacher, yes.
Okay. At least there's that.
Oh, no. It was junior high.
What?
Yeah, junior high school.
No. Didn't one of our science teachers have piranhas?
Not that I remember. Who?
Mr. Burke?
God, that was so long ago. I don't remember that. I feel like I'd remember seeing a piranha once in my life.
I thought he had one fish in a big tank, and he was like, "Don't go over there, kids. That's a piranha."
It sounds like a lie. I mean, we were in the 6th grade. We would have believed him. Who's going to look up a picture of a piranha? We didn't have phones back then.
It's
had
true.
like iPod touches, and that was like, you were cool if you had one of those.
We weren't even allowed to. Oh yeah, that was back in the iPod Touch days. We weren't allowed to chew gum. That was my biggest problem.
In some classes. We were allowed in some classes, but other classes we couldn't.
I thought it was outlawed.
I don't think so. I don't think it was outright outlawed.
It was banned in at least one grade in middle school. They banned gum.
I think there was a time, like a several week period in like 7th grade, or maybe even 8th grade, when the teachers were like, all right, y'all are leaving gum like underneath the desks, and when you throw them away in the trash can, they smell terrible. So we're going to outlaw it. And I can't remember if that stayed in effect for a long time or if anybody even abided. Who cares? I just chewed gum anyway. I was like,
me too.
What are you going to do?
But you had to kind of hide it.
Yeah, you had to be good about it.
I mean, I would chew gum in choir.
Oh yeah,
and
I always
you weren't allowed to. If somebody found out that you were chewing gum in choir, I remember our choir teacher would scream at you. And
yeah, Mrs. Church had a real problem with gum.
Yeah,
which is understandable. I mean, she wants you to sing well, but anyway, back to so he tries to feed it to the python. Right?
Yeah,
the python doesn't eat it, and so he takes it over to the snapping turtle tank that he has.
Oh,
and
no.
Apparently the puppy tries to tread water in this because it's like a watery tank, and the snapping turtle pulls the puppy underwater and drowns it and then proceeds to eat it.
That's the worst thing I've heard today, Tuscan.
I know, right? How terrible is that? Starting off the new year with just straight death.
Just depression.
You want to know what else is depressing? So this guy goes to trial, obviously, because he's killed a puppy in front of several students. The students reportedly said they didn't have a problem with it. They were all present.
That's even more disturbing.
Yeah, the students who were present at the event all testified in court that they did not have any issue with the teacher feeding the puppy to the snapping turtle, right? So that was weird. Yeah. Then the authorities find out that he's got a snapping turtle, which is an invasive species in Idaho. So the Department of Agriculture in Idaho seizes the turtle and kills it. And the science teacher gets off scot-free. No charges. Found not guilty.
What?
The jury deliberated for like half an hour, and they were like, yeah, we don't see a problem with this. He still works at that middle school.
Okay, wait, hold on. Because the snapping turtle was an invasive species is why he got off scot-free?
He didn't. No. He didn't have a permit to own it. It was like illegal.
So why didn't he get in trouble for that?
I'm not sure. They did kill his turtle. I feel like that's punishment enough, right?
No.
Or maybe he got a fine. They didn't say anything about that, but he did have a not guilty ruling for animal cruelty, which is what he was charged with. Misdemeanor animal cruelty.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the jury apparently deliberated for like half an hour, really quick, came back and said, yeah, it's fine. It was his puppy. The puppy was sick. He killed it in a weird way, but he has the right to do that as the pet owner. I know.
That's terrible.
Because effectively all he did was drown the puppy. And he didn't even do it. He just allowed the puppy to fend for itself against the snapping turtle. Which, my money would be on the puppy. Right? In like a fair game. But maybe not a malnourished and sick puppy. I don't know. Very, very sad story.
Very sad story. Anyway, another segue of no relation. Tuscan, how do you store your drugs?
In somebody else's house, far away, and not in my possession. At any time.
What about in a library labeled "not dope"?
Yeah, that'd be good.
See, that's
nobody
exactly
would ever
what
think
happened.
It was dope.
That's exactly what happened in Ironton, Ohio, where the police department found a container of illegal drugs labeled "not dope" inside the library.
Well, was it in a book? Like
it was a loaded syringe and methamphetamine. Sorry, I misread that.
So it was heroin inside this box. And meth.
Heroin and meth.
Got it. Interesting. So did they find it like in a carved out book, or was it just in a box somewhere?
Okay, so you know those pencil cases that would have two plastic things and one would stay down and the other one you could pull up?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of case this is in.
Okay. Just a standard
and it's just at the top, it's like it's painted black, and then over the black paint there's white designs, and in the middle it says in capital letters "not dope."
Well, to be fair, in my experience, dope is referred to marijuana, and therefore it's not dope.
They were telling the truth.
Yeah, no dope to be found there, but definitely quite a bit of smack, and whatever you call meth. Crystal.
They don't know who the box belongs to, though. So
yeah, well,
I mean, somebody just lost some good drugs, but at least
they'll be mad about it.
They're not going to jail.
Why in the public library though? That's such a weird place. Like I wouldn't just assume that the police were going to find it, because if the police find it, okay, whatever, they're not going to do like fingerprint analysis on it. It's probably not that much drug. I would assume somebody else is going to find it, like a kid or somebody, and like take
Bad.
it.
Scary.
Yeah.
But think of it this way. You can always go. You know how you said that you would store drugs in somebody else's house far, far away from your own?
Yep.
A public library, you can just walk in, right?
Yeah.
So that's smart.
I mean, it's not terrible. Like if you put it in a really old tome that's like cut out, and you don't think anybody else is ever going to rent it. Like if you rent a book and then bring the book back carved out with your drugs inside, I guess they'd have a record of who rented the book, right?
Yeah.
I think that'd be the problem. But other than that, pretty foolproof in my opinion.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, folks.
Yeah. Store your drugs in a book, because nobody's going to read a book. It's the 21st century. Yeah, everybody just listens to stuff on Audible. Not a sponsor. But yeah, the days of book reading are over. Man, speaking of book reading, I was looking through my syllabi for classes this semester. Yes. And I'm taking this one class. It's a history of Franklin D. Roosevelt, right? And I have like 6 different books that I need to read over the course of the semester, like 2 per month in the next 3 months. Mm-hmm. And I need to read all of them and do book reports on all of them. And I am not looking forward to it. I mean, I do need to do more reading, and I need to be better about it. And I am committed, at least at this point, to actually read those books and do a good report on them, because I'm trying to do better in school and like actually pay attention and stuff, which I don't usually do. But man, it's tough. You got to get through all that stuff, and there's so much you'd rather be doing than sitting at home reading a book about, Franklin Roosevelt as a youth.
Yeah, or even why not listen to these books about Franklin D. Roosevelt on Audible?
Yeah, I might actually do that. That if I can find them all on there, that might be the route. That's probably what I'm going to check out after we get off the phone here.
Audible has a crazy library full of many, many different titles read by most of their authors. You yourself can get on Audible and listen today with a free trial. Go to audible.com/idiots with opinions and get a free...
And find a 404 message not found, because we are not sponsored by Audible. Unless, of course, Audible, you'd like to send us a sponsorship. We're fans of your service. I like to listen to stuff. Todd likes to listen to stuff. Send us some money and make a URL that's called audible.com/idiots, and we'll plug it every time.
We will. Every single time.
Oh, man. We'll be huge advocates of you guys.
Yeah, we won't need Carl Westberg no more. No mo.
I'm trying to break free of his oppression. It's been rough as of late. So we're gonna hop over to Charlotte, North Carolina now for the next story, and we're gonna talk about something Carl Westberg's been doing quite well for many, many years, which is kidnapping. And there's a man in Charlotte last week who was trying to get this woman into his car, right? He's trying to force her into his car, and she's able to break free, thankfully, and run into a nearby karate studio. It's like, I watched this video. It's like she's in the parking lot of this karate studio, and she runs in there, right? Dude is stupid enough to follow her into the karate studio. I think you know where this is going. He's trying to...
Great story.
He's trying to kidnap her, and one of the instructors, because he's a big guy, and one of the instructors thinks he's in there for lessons, and he's like, "Oh, how can I help you?" He's like, "I'm here for her." And she's like, "I don't want to go with him. I don't know him. He's trying to kidnap me." And the guy's like, "All right, well, you should probably leave then." And dude tries to force himself further into the dojo, and he's swinging punches and stuff. And that's when this karate instructor starts defending himself, right? Takes this guy out, gets him out of the building. Guy goes outside, and he still wants to fight. So he's coming at this guy, and quote the karate instructor, he said he was dealt with accordingly. And there's footage of this man being wheeled away on a stretcher because they got some real Mr. Miyagi stuff going on apparently in this karate dojo.
Wow, what great press for that karate studio.
Right? I want to go there. It's the Bushiken Karate Charlotte Dojo.
Not a sponsor.
So if you, no. But if you live in the Charlotte area, go on over there and talk to Ephraim. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, sir. Ephraim?
Maybe. I can't see the name, but it sounds like
Ephraim. Talk to Ephraim. Probably Master Ephraim or Sensei Ephraim, whatever you call him in the dojo. Talk to him. I'm sure he'll teach you some rad moves. He looks like a really cool guy that I think all of us could be.
Was a class going on at the same time?
Class was just getting out, and it's it's like a kids class. So the parents picking up their kids, and the instructors are talking to each other and the parents. And so, it was during business hours.
That's hilarious.
And a class was just getting out. I know, right? It's I don't know. This guy's never seen Karate Kid. I mean, you know how that ends, right? If you're a bad guy dressed in a skeleton suit on Halloween, you're going to get your butt kicked by the sensei. And that's just how it goes.
That's true, yeah.
You're going to get wheeled away in a stretcher. And then maybe later he can use was it the first Karate Kid where he used the rub your hands technique and then slap you and that healed all your wounds or something?
I don't remember.
What was that about? I remember something like that. He had this weird healing technique, this weird alternate medicine healing technique that he used on Daniel-san in the final fight. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Karate Kid, Daniel-san wins the tournament.
I think
even though
the best part is when Rex Kwon Do teaches how to give a roundhouse kick to the face.
I'd be into that. I don't think I could get my leg that high, though. I need to work on my flexibility. It's holding me back in climbing. There are certain things I just can't do with my legs.
Dude, I need to start climbing. I found a couple places to go climbing here in Chicago.
Then go, man.
Yeah, they're just kind of expensive, you know?
Yeah, it can be. The nice thing about, I mean, because I have my own equipment, and there's a place on campus where you pay $20 to get belay certified, and then that membership is good for a year. And so you only have to pay $20 every year, and you can go as much as you want. You don't have to pay anything. You just sign in when you get there.
That's so great.
It's fantastic, dude. I went the last 3 days. I'm probably not going to go
amazing.
today, but I'll try to get in tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, it's the best. I freaking love climbing. It's like therapeutic and physical and draining, but
and also
so
you have a clear sense of accomplishment because you have a clear goal.
Right, and you're constantly challenging yourself to get up higher and more difficult walls.
Yeah.
I went climbing with Lucas the other day. I got up 511B, I think, which I haven't done in a while. I was pretty proud of that one. But yeah, those are so much fun. Like just figuring out something new and getting better at it, doing it quicker, being more confident in your own abilities. The hardest part for me is getting over.
The hardest part for you is getting over what?
The fear of heights, because you get up there and you get nervous.
I love heights.
Even if you know you're safe. I always get nervous. I'm bad with heights. I'm always just, thinking about what'll happen when I fall, but I need to trust myself more, knowing that I am in control of whether or not I fall, and only if I do something stupid do I have a risk of falling,
Well, I think that's what we want to say going into 2019. Face your fears. Do something outside of your comfort zone. Make sure you stand up against kidnapping, because kidnapping is bad
and wrong.
So we're leaving kidnappers in 2018, giving them what they deserve.
Say goodbye, and go learn karate. Like, be this guy. Strive to be more like Ephraim. That's the one.
I don't even know if that's right.
Be more like him.
But that's a name. That's a real name.
It sounds right. Yeah, it's spelled Ephraim.
Yep.
Is that Ephraim? Yeah, I've never known how to... Oh, his name was Randall Ephraim. That's his last name. But they probably call him Sensei Ephraim or Sensei Randall, if they're kids, Or Sensei Randy. That's cool.
Randy.
Yeah, I like Randy.
Hey, Randy's what's up? I hope he's really chill. I love that he got rolled away in a stretcher, the kidnapper. That's great.
Oh, yeah. Like, how much better is, the immediate justice of that? It's like, tries to screw with your girl, knocked him the heck out. Randy probably went home with that girl. So, I mean, that's got to be the Superman complex.
He's probably married.
Why do you say that?
Because every sensei.
See a Japanese sweetheart? I'm looking at his left hand in this picture. There is no ring on it. So unless he takes it off for karate practice.
It'll happen soon then.
Yeah.
Did you know that I did karate when I was a kid? Did you do karate?
Yeah, I did taekwondo.
I did kind of both.
Yeah.
And I had this guy who taught, and he had his own studio, and he had a very annoying voice, and I think he was very full of himself. He filmed his own karate instructional videos, in the forest, him doing all of the things, all the moves, all the whatever, the blocks and the attacks.
Because you had to learn your form, right?
Yeah, you had to learn
every
your
level
form,
had a specific
but it was
form.
It was outside at sunset over a nice view, and he. You know what I'm picturing? It's just so mean.
I'm picturing that punch dancing montage from Hot Rod. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Right before he falls off the cliff.
It was exactly that, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you know who else is a karate master and a huge advocate of justice against kidnappers, as well as a kidnapper himself, is Carl Westberg.
Carl Westberg, that's right.
Still our only sponsor for this year, but we are thinking about doing a couple of different ads with our podcasts coming into season 3. maybe generate some more revenue, and then, try to bring you a better podcast. That's always what we're looking forward to. So if you got any suggestions,
give you better content for your ear holes.
Yeah. If you got any suggestions on how we can make it better, or you want to send us any stories, or just say hi, or, tell us what your New Year's resolutions are that you've already broken, no doubt, you can send us a line over at studiosvolatile@gmail.com. And check out all of our amazing posts on our social medias, which is on Instagram, where we post more frequently at Idiotic Opinions on Instagram, and at Opinions That Suck, SUK, on Twitter, where we post a little less frequently.
But it's about the same, and you know what? Dang it, this year, no days off.
No days off. We're going to post.
Well, no weeks off, I'll say that.
Yeah, we'll post once a week guaranteed.
That's okay. I don't want to guarantee.
That's a Todd
anything.
Guarantee.
No,
well, it's a Tuscan guarantee that Todd's going to do it.
Okay.
That's right.
No, our interns are going to do it.
That's right. What happened to him? Did we let him go on vacation?
Yeah. He kind of left because how we had him chained up in the basement of your
Are you sure he's going to come back?
I thought so. I mean, we're not paying him or anything, but I thought that doing his job would be payment enough.
That tracker we injected in him is still active, right?
I haven't checked it in a while, but we can go
find
online
him
and see. Yeah, we'll find him.
We'll see you next week, having tracked down and brought our intern back. So until that day, stay frosty.
Stay thirsty.
Yep.
Do something. Do something.
Stay rad.
Do something. Stay okay.
Yeah. Leave your house today. I'm talking to you. Get out and do something. Don't just sit there.
Don't just... Even if you're doing productive things, get out. Go.
Yeah, go see the sunlight. Remember that? The sunlight?
Remember how good it felt back in the days? Where...
And just kicking an old piece of rope around.
Yeah. Are you in the neighborhood rowdies?
Go do that again.
You've been listening to Idiots with Opinions. Tune in next week